Morning, everyone. Lee Taft here. Welcome to Speed Tips from my garage in the classroom. Cannot believe this is episode number 50 already. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a really challenging skill that is going to challenge not only your athletes, but it's going to challenge you to be creative and to use your assessment eyes to identify the movement patterns that the athletes probably should use. And the reason I say probably is because it's a task driven skill and it's going to make the athlete use the footwork that's going to serve them best. Not necessarily us as coaches who say you have to do it this way. They're going to probably discover this as they do it. So it's called self discovery, and all we're going to do is guide them into the patterns we want. But we can break it down for them, and then they'll select as they go. So I've got some cones set up for us back here. I'm going to show you how we teach the jump cut. Now, a jump cut, immediately we're going to say, oh, that's a running back in football. Yep, we see it there. But you know what? I see it in basketball players trying to avoid a defender, trying to avoid a screen. I see it in tennis athletes when they come to the net and all of a sudden the ball is going down, maybe their forehand side hits the net and all of a sudden it drops forward. So I see these kind of patterns all the time. But more importantly, it's an athletic skill where reorganizing the body is part of the movement. Okay, so let me break it down for you, and then you can discover it as you go. All right, so let me put these down to start. So basically what I do, this is how I start my athletes out with this. Typically, you could start them stationary and just ask them to jump sideways, okay? Now, that's where you could start. So you could just have them stand here and then just launch sideways and land sideways, just so they know how to push off laterally. I don't know that you have to go that regressed right off. So typically what I would do is start them actually coming in to kind of the jump stop position. Somebody would be coming at me, now I'm trying to avoid them, and that's what the two cones are. So I come into it, we go here, and we jump sideways, okay? Now I'm going to start staggering my feet on the landing. So they come up, they hit, they stagger, and then they could take off, all right? So now here's where these other cones come in. This first time, I'm going to put a cone right here. So I have to go to the outside, okay? I have to go to the outside of that cone when I make my jump cut. So I come up, I jump, boom, and I push, and I explode to the outside. Okay, this time, I'm going to move the cone out just a little bit. Now I got to go to the inside, okay? So this is going to force me to use a second cut, which we call an angled cut, all right, to get around the cones. So coming in, here, clamp, and then come to the inside, okay? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the cone all the way inside, so I have to do a double jump cut. So we're going to come in, we're going to jump cut, we're coming in, and then we're coming back around. Okay, so now, with your athletes, the question is going to be, for you, which foot do I use when I come here? Is it the inside leg? Or if I want the athlete to come back this way, should we be jump cutting and land on the outside leg? That's going to be self-discovery. Teach them both. Let them experiment both. But let me explain something to you. Okay? So if I'm coming this way and I split with my inside leg, what that does, it allows my outside leg to help me cut back to the inside. Or if I don't have to, I can go straight. That's where if I switch and I use my outside leg as the back leg, and I push off, my momentum tends to keep me going to the outside. I have to actually take another step before I can cut to the inside. So typically, I try to get my inside leg back, then I can cut and come back if that's what I have to. Or if I'm staying to the outside, I can easily drive and go to the outside, okay? So the jump cut, how you would set this up with a team, well, yeah, it could be a team or your camp or your clinic, lots of athletes. Identify the pattern that you're going to do with all of them. So let's say you got 20 lines, and you got people all along the sideline, okay? And you got 20 lines of maybe 5 deep or something like that. What you're going to do is you're just going to ask them to take a jump stop, side jump, split their feet, and take off. And if you have enough cones, set cones, really all you would need, maybe if you have like maybe 60 cones. I know it sounds like a lot, but if you're going to be in the business of speed camps, you need to invest in a lot of cones. And sometimes you can, go to Play It Again Sports or things like places like that. You get a bunch of them, okay, for cheap. So set it up, identify the pattern that you want, and have them go through at half speed. One goes, then the next in line goes, then the next goes, then the next goes. They stay on the other end, start them coming back. So you get reps going out, get reps going back, and then you start making it more reactive. Okay, so as they start coming forward, you're standing like in the middle of the court and you point right or left, and then they have to make the jump cut in that direction. So they're all moving together. It's really cool to do. I've used this often. It's a lot of fun. So hey, give the jump cut aside. We'll be back tomorrow with episode number 51. All right, guys, have a great one.